Have you ever used Wikipedia, maybe to do a little research on what is an NFT? The peak computer that started it all and the very first edit of Wikipedia is going up for auction at Christie's. And the founder is excited, but the site's contributors, well, not so much. All right, so Hello World was Wikipedia's very first edit. Jimmy Wales made this edit on the homepage after launching it on January 15th, 2001. Since then, the online encyclopedia has become the internet's largest repository of free information. It's published more than 300 languages, edited by thousands of volunteers, and read by millions of knowledge seekers. And I'm not going to lie to you, Rich, what blew my mind doing research with this was that it's not pronounced Wikipedia, which I have been saying for years and years. I'm like, I'm going to go look this up on Wikipedia, but it's not.
It blew my mind that Heather thought that as well. And I want to know, look, Heather, I'm going to say something. Like, who are your friends, man? Like, your friends should your friends are supposed to wrangle you in those moments. But the fact that you probably said, I'll just look it up on Wikipedia, they were probably just like, oh, what did they say in the South? Oh, bless her heart.
Bless her. Hello World is now turned into an NFT along with the Pink Computer. Now, this Pink Computer is not going to be an NFT. It's actually going up for auction. It's called Christie's, the quote, birth of Wikipedia sale. And as of this recording, it's still on the auction block. But not everyone is excited about this auction, as you may seem. The founders all pumped, but some of the contributors, or you're not going to believe what they have to say about that. But before we get started on this, Rich, do you know where Wikipedia was started? How did it start? Do you know?
No, I have no idea. But all I do know, like back in the day, as a kid, like if you didn't have encyclopedias like World Book or Britannica or whatever the hell they were, like it was like you didn't have resources at your house. It was like you were poor. Like that's how I felt. And then I was like, eventually I convinced my family to get encyclopedias, and it was a fucking total waste of money. Excuse me. But anyway, it replaced encyclopedias.
Britannica sounds like a vacation spot.
It replaced encyclopedias, right? That's it. It's just like a public forum for people to like say what stuff is.
Yeah. So this was almost 20 years ago that he made it. And this is what's interesting. The founder, Jimmy Wales, his daughter apparently was really sick and in a hospital. And so he would come home and do research online to try to find out information about what was going on with her. And it was a scattered mess. So he decided, he was like, well, I want to be a solution to this and combine information in an easy to follow format. And that's where this is birthed from. Can you believe it? But this is the interesting fact. Wikipedia was the secondary online encyclopedia that he had tried to start. The first one was Newpedia, which was the same format, but it failed. So he finally discovered success with Wikipedia. Now, here's the ethos of Wikipedia. There's some diehard fans and believers of this community. They are charity driven. They are a nonprofit. So they try to stay separated from most online platforms where they're not incentivized to keep people on there for hours and hours. They're not trying to make it addictive. They want people to get the information they need and leave. They're not censored, all of this stuff. That's kind of like the whole ethos of what Wikipedia is about. And that's why there's some frustration about turning the first edit into an NFT. And we're about to hear from the community. But before then, Jimmy here, he thinks that it goes right with the ethos of what Wikipedia is about. In fact, he said in this interview right here that there's parallels with the NFT ecosystem in the early days of Wikipedia. So it's kind of reminded him of the old days, like the innovation, the things that are changing. Like he was like Web 1 when Web 2 came out. You agree?
I agree. It's like he's changing with the times. Like people shit on OpenSea already recently because there was talk about them going public, and everyone's like, hey, dude, we're decentralized land. Like, we're not trying to be under an IPO. And all of a sudden, like, this is exactly what the community is about. And they backed off, but it makes complete sense that they will at some point. So anyway, point is, like, some of the most conventional things that we know are adopting some of this kind of futuristic Web 3.0 stuff or Web 3.0 stuff. And some of the most futuristic are actually seeing opportunities to do some of the more traditional things. And I think that's normal, man. Like, it's just the way it is. And I mean, I know that's not even a scholarly answer, but I can see how he appreciates appreciates the innovation and trying to leverage it.
And that just proves like it's not like an age thing, it's not a generation thing, because this guy's, I mean, he's been around for at least 20 plus years in this space, and he's excited about Web3, and he has that hat on like, hey, what can I do with this? This change, this opportunity. But like, to your point, people crap on things that they don't understand. But what's exactly happening?
Heather said just before when we were on a little break, she goes, you say all the things that I can't. She doesn't like to swear, just so you guys know. That's why she said crap instead of shit.
I try so hard. So what's exactly on auction at Christie's? And I don't really know a ton about Christie's. My intro to Christie's was really through the NFT space, Rich. This is a really fast fact. Christie's was founded in 1700 and is the first auction house to take action on NFTs. That's why you keep hearing the name Christie's, which is really interesting. I kind of went through a little Wikipedia deep dive on Christie's the other day. But right now there are two things on auction. The NFT, which is Hello World. And I'm kind of surprised here, Rich. As of this recording, it's only at $6,000 so far, which granted, there's like 6 days left in the auction, and I'm sure that'll go up. But $6,000, I was kind of thinking it's going to be a little bit more than that, but maybe it's because all the Wikipedia people don't want to buy it. But the other thing is the actual pink, and I know you love this pink computer right here. This is the physical pink computer that he used to create Wikipedia, and that is around $6,000 as well, $8,500. So yeah, as of right now. So this is from Slate.com. This new auction resembles an earlier sale by Tim Berners-Lee, known as the inventor of the World Wide Web. I didn't even know that. Who sold an NFT representing the source code to the original web browser. But get this, he sold it for $5.4 million this year. What are you gonna do with that NFT? Yeah. I mean, $5 million. But here's what the community has to say about this. Why the heck would you do this? NFTs are all about attempting to create artificial scarcity, and in this moment in time, profit. Wikipedia is the opposite of both of these. NFTs are on the wrong side of history and will stay that way. I hope you reconsider. Are NFTs on the wrong side of history?
NFTs are not creating artificial scarcity. It is absolutely, unequivocally visible that there's way too many freaking NFTs. We talked to someone just the other day, Heather, who said launching their next project after their first one, which was really successful, is going to be a challenge because on any given day, like 20, 30, 40 projects on that blockchain are launching. It is not artificial scarcity. It's just the same way art was back in the day. Like anyone could paint, anyone could do whatever. Like whatever the people love will win. Okay. And
well, you know who disagrees with you? Vex U says NFTs are terrible for an open internet and for the environment, and associating them with Wikipedia is a stain on the project. I thought you were better than this.
We're talking about a dude who has a penis next to his name.
So this is Jimmy Wales' response to all this. This is a direct quote. He says, Wikipedia was founded on a vision to give free access to knowledge on a global scale. And I want to use whatever funds we raise to continue supporting these efforts to free culture world, a decentralized, non-commercial social network, free of advertising, tracking, information, harvesting, and misinformation, which from what I understand, blockchain is trying to create. So I'm a little bit confused by this frustration. So here comes our question for today. Do you agree with Rich? Is this complete BS? Does this go against Wikipedia's ethos? Or is Jimmy making the right decision here to get into the NFT game and get rid of his pink iMac computer? I think I'm more upset about that. Why would you get rid of that?
You know what I think would be fun? If you could tell us in the comments what's the most interesting thing you found on Wikipedia. I used to go there for Breaking Bad knowledge and backstories and stuff, and so I could learn about the actors. It's so not like actual knowledge. Is just they got good stuff there too. So let us know.
I did it to write papers in college. I mean, y'all know everybody was up in there trying to paralyze, not paraphrase,
paralyze,
not paralyze.
Wikipedia people. Heather, take us out of here.
We're out.